Hey everyone, Marathon Hurdler here, back with some more Final Fantasy VIII. I actually decided to meet you guys on the first floor of the prison instead of where I left off last time on the 6th floor. The reason for that is every single floor in the prison looks the exact same, so I figured that instead of showing you guys every single floor as I'm running up and down, I would just meet you down here and cut out a lot of the backtracking just to save some time. So every floor in the prison looks exactly like this. You have a screen on the left where you have the stairs that lead up or down. Most floors have a barrier right here, so you can't just walk up or down the stairs. Instead, you have to walk all the way around the floor to go up or down. But this is the first screen here with the stairs, and there's always going to be a door on the left here, or in this left screen. And then there's a second screen to the right, which also has a door, but it's more or less just the rest of the walkway that you have to go around whenever there's a barrier. And if you don't have encounter none, you can run into random encounters, but thankfully I do, so I don't have to worry about that. The reason I wanted to meet you on the first floor though was so I could get this Combat King number 1. It teaches Zal a new finishing move for his dual limit break, but if you really want the magazine, you can actually buy it later, so if you don't have encounter none, I would actually recommend that you do that instead of having to worry about running into random encounters by going up and down 10 flights of stairs, basically. So now what I want to do is I actually want to meet you on the 10th floor because that's where the next thing that I'm looking for is. So I'm going to head up there and I will meet you up there. Okay, I'm back. So we're on the 10th floor now, and as you can see there's a barrier impeding my path here, so in order to go up the stairs I have to walk all the way around. The first, 4th, and 7th floor, the 1st, 7th, and 8th floors don't have those barriers, but all the rest of the floors do. And so, yeah, you're going to have to walk around most of these floors. Now, what I was looking for on the 10th floor is this guy right here. And what I want to do is I want to play a card game against him, because if I do, as you can see he's saying here, he will add something to our battle meter, but it costs $300 to play him. So, I mean, you should have at least 300 bucks, but yeah, there you go. So I'm going to play him, and once I defeat him, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. He doesn't really have any good cards at all, so he's pretty easy to defeat, and now we get a new and improved battle meter, which allows us to see more detailed records, but I never really paid attention to that to begin with, so it's up to you if you even want to bother with it or not, but I figured I'd go ahead and show that off just so you guys can see that. And so the last thing I want to show off before we move on with the plot here is on floor 11. There's another person who we can play cards against, and he actually has some pretty important stuff, so I want to at least show off where he is and talk very briefly about that. And one quick thing, you might hear some random organ playing or piano playing in the background. One of my neighbors has apparently decided to start practicing the organ at the moment, and yeah, that's really fun for me, but I'm hoping that not too much of it will show up on the recording here, but if it does, just know that it's one of my neighbors apparently practicing their music or something. Anyway, here we have another guy who's willing to play cards with us, and he charges $200 per game. If you beat him, you will get a random item. Most of the time you're going to get potions or pretty worthless items, but he does have a couple of very useful items. The first are HP up items. So if you get one of those, you can use it on your character and it will boost their HP by 10 for each item that you use. Those are pretty rare, and if you follow this guide you won't need those anyway, but they're there. The more important item though is the Rosetta Stone, which is very hard to win from him, or very rare to win from him. But what it does is it teaches your GF the ability times 4, or teaches them ability times 4, which allows you to equip up to 4 character abilities at a time. This is a critical ability for what we're doing in this game. It's critical for 2 reasons. One, when we start doing our level grinding, we're going to need ability times 4 to be able to equip the maximum amount of bonus abilities at once. So HP bonus, vitality bonus, strength bonus, spirit bonus, or magic bonus. There's 5 of those, but we want to be able to, and we're going to need to equip as many of them as possible at any given time to maximize our leveling potential. And so we're going to need it for that reason. The second reason we're going to need it is even after we're done, we're going to want to equip all of our characters with the maximum number of character abilities, because we're going to need 3 of those character abilities, if you follow this guide, to max out our stats. So without using character abilities, we'll be able to max out HP and strength, but we will need character abilities to max out vitality, spirit, and magic. And so you're going to need 3 character abilities for that, but if you also want auto haste, then you need ability times 4. You can get 2 Rosetta Stones via the natural course of the game, and 1 GF automatically comes with ability times 4. But since we have 6 characters, that means we're going to need 3 more Rosetta Stones, and you can win them from this guy right here. It's pretty hard to win Rosetta Stones from him. I would say on average it takes about, it's about a 1 in 60, 1 in 70 chance of getting one. It took me a little over 200 games to get them, which sounded, based on my own personal research via GameFAQs and other forums, that seemed to be in line with what most people got. Although it took some people less time, others more. The average seemed to be about 200 games to get all 3 Rosetta Stones. You can do that if you want. If you really like playing the card game, you can do that, but it does take a lot of money and a lot of time. It took me like 2 hours or so to get them, and there is a much faster way to get Rosetta Stones later, so I wouldn't bother doing that now, but you can if you want to. And I've already done that off screen, so when we get to that point, I'll show off the Rosetta Stones that I have, but I just wanted to at least point that out so that you can see what the deal is there. But now, having finished talked about that, we're ready to figure out what happened to Squall. And as you saw, once we got to floor 12, the Moombas were running upstairs, which is supposed to be your hint that you're going in the right direction. And you run around, all these little Moombas keep saying Laguna, and I guess that's supposed to be your second hint that you're supposed to go into this door right here in order to find, wait for it, Squall. Yay, he's alive. Not that there was any shock, because you already saw that he was alive, but I suppose Zell and Keistis and Selphie didn't know that, so yeah, now we're all reunited. Seriously, let's just get out of here. And why are you tossing the gunblade at Squall? That doesn't seem to be very safe. Anyway, if we talk to these Moombas over here, they will allow you to make a shortcut. I don't think it really matters too much because, you know, we're not going to spend that much time, or it was only on a couple floors and you're only going to make a couple of trips anyway, but I figured it's there, so why not? And now we just head out and then we're good to go. You're just asking that question now? Well, anyway, how are we going to get out of here? How are we going to get out of this prison? We haven't really discussed that yet. No, I think it's just you, Zell. I wonder who was Ward in this, or not Ward, who was Kiros in the dream scenario? Was anyone Kiros in the dream scenario? Because they seem to imply that it wasn't Selphie or Keistis, or Renoa. And if it wasn't Irvine either, then I wonder. Well, they use that little crane thing over there. Don't you know, Zell? You did work here. Yeah, pretty convenient. It goes all the way to the bottom. Well, I guess. Yeah, I don't think that would work out too well. We did just climb 13 floors. See, now there's something useful right there. That's useful information for us. Awesome. Okay. Well, then we'll go in and you can hang out up here. Or Squall? They want us to do it? Nope, nope, it's Zell. Sorry, man. Yeah. There was no doubt it was going to be you. Besides, you got those fists of yours. You'll be fine. And I like how he didn't even bother fighting it or arguing it. He was just like, yeah, I guess it's me. That it is. We can. Seems simple enough. And of course they actually make us go and push it. I don't understand why games do that sometimes, where they will be in a cutscene and then they'll have you walk 2 feet to continue the cutscene. I guess it's their way of making you pay attention, but it just seems kind of silly to me. And one game that I'm realizing does that a decent amount is Xenosaga. As I've mentioned, I'm working on a test run for Xenosaga, and that's going to be my next project. And there are numerous times where there'll be a cutscene, and then they'll break it up by having you run down a hallway or run into another room, and then there'll be another cutscene, and it's like it's a lot. But then again, they also have parts where they just go like 40 minutes with nothing but cutscenes, and it's hard to tell which one is more annoying. But anyway, all we gotta do to continue the story is to run up there and hit the little door there, and yep, you hear sand comes through. So yeah, we're buried. No way we can get out from here. And now seems like someone's getting shot at. Definitely doesn't sound good. I like how Squall doesn't even bother yelling, so the other two do, but not Squall. Squall just is too cool for school. He's not going to be yelling about that stuff. Alright, so now we have a little chase scene, and as you can see, there's a little soldier running after us. So if he hits us, we run into a battle. But we got around without getting caught, so we should be in good shape. And if you do run into a soldier, you can just use the break spell to finish him off. So same thing as always. But yeah, once you get up here, Squall shows up to save the day, and I have no idea how he got up there to jump down, because it seems like he came from up top there, but whatever. But now Keestis and Selphie are also coming from upstairs, so maybe they did take the lift all the way back upstairs. Well, that's not awkward at all. And I like how Squall just kind of just face palms, like, really guys, that's what you want to go with? Yeah, I don't know if concentrating yourself all in the same area was a good idea. Who was that? Who took those guys out? Yep, it's Irvine. Did you really think that they were going to kill him off? Once Squall was alive, you had to know that Irvine was going to be alive as well. And now he gets to come in like the hero and save the day. Yep. Yeah. He was strutting a little too much there. Agree to what? Of course he is. He's trained for these situations. She seems pretty excited about him being alive, though. I thought they weren't on good of terms. Well, I guess he did save her from the sorceress. Yeah, seriously, what is that supposed to mean? Ah, so when they were coming for Renoa earlier, it was because her dad had pulled some strings to get her out of the prison. Well, what else was he supposed to do? It's not like he could actually get them all out by himself. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I'll cut you some slack. Awesome. The more the merrier. You scratched him to death? How long are your nails? Well, thanks for confirming the obvious. Seriously, we're having we're having way too long of a conversation about this. Sounds good. If the prison is buried, you would think that the answer would be going upstairs. And yep, they're gonna force Noah to come with us, so let's just pick a random person to come with us. Pick Pistas. I'll just quickly switch the junctions over, and then we'll be good to go. See, somehow I don't feel like that's gonna work too well. Him with his single gun versus them with all their machine guns. Yeah, no, it's not feeling that one too much. But anyway, now we have to head back upstairs, and we only got a couple floors left, so I'm not gonna bother editing out us running up two floors. So yeah, I figured. Besides, I figured now would be a good time to give you guys a quick update on the channel. I know I just did an update video, but a couple of things have changed in the last couple of days, so I figured I might as well go ahead and talk about it very quickly here. I haven't been uploading as... Oh, my seed rank went down. Wonder why that happened. But the reason I haven't been uploading as much recently is things have been pretty busy with school. I've been working on a couple of projects, and it's taking a lot of time, and you have the NBA Finals going on. I'm a huge NBA fan, so you know, when I did have free time, I was watching the games. But I've kind of reached a good rhythm with my work, so I'm getting some work done, but I'm also not spending like 20 hours a day doing it. And I'm also at a point in terms of now that the finals are over with the Spurs winning, which made me very happy. Now that the finals are over, there's really no sports that I watch. I'm not really a big baseball guy, and I'm not really a big I'm not a big baseball guy, and I don't really get caught up in football either. So, yeah. Now, with my free time, I guess I have nothing else to do besides get back to my recording. So hopefully now, finally, I'll be able to record more consistently. So, yeah, that's all there is to that. And perfect timing, because now we're in control of our other party again. So let's go ahead and switch Squall's junctions over to Irvine. I'm just going to double check really quick. Nope, that's actually the wrong one. So I need to switch. I think maybe it was Irvine with Renoa. Just double check that. See, that's the problem when you don't play. When you don't play for a while, you get a little lost, and then you just forget. You basically forget who had which junctions, and it took me a minute to remember all that. So, oh well. Now let's see. I'm still doing pretty good on time, so yeah, let's just keep heading on downstairs. And again, normally I would cut all of this out, but I don't think we actually have to go all the way to the first floor. I think we only have to make it to like floor 4, maybe. So I'm not going to edit out going down 2 floors. And again, I figure now would be a good time to, I don't know if I have any, yeah, I have a couple seconds left here, to give you a quick update on Xenosaga. I am working very hard on the test run. I've been trying a couple of different things out. It can be a difficult game if you don't know how to handle the battle mechanics, but I've been working on a few tricks to try to make things a little bit easier while minimizing my grinding. So far it's gone pretty well, and I'm hoping that will continue moving forward, but I'm hopeful, if things continue, if I continue at the pace that I'm going right now, I'm hopeful that I will actually be able to begin my Let's Play of Xenosaga in a week or so, and that'll be dependent largely on how things line up with work starting next week, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to do that. So yeah, but like I said before, you just have to get down to floor 4, and then you're done. And now let's switch our junctions again. So let's see, switch, Squall, Irvine, done. And if we talked, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I think I just ran back downstairs. Did I? Yep, I did. So let's head back. Well, I didn't actually run downstairs. I actually ran to where I was supposed to go. But if you talk to, there we go. If you talk to that guy, you get a rename card. and then you talk to this guy and you get a cottage, which is, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it's a tent that also heals your GFs. Not very useful for us because we don't use our GFs, but you know, it's better, but it's nice to have more tents basically. So yeah, I'm gonna do a quick heal there, and I think there's a save point up here somewhere. Let's see if there, I thought there was a save point here. Do I need to equip? I might need to equip Move Find to get it. I know there's a save point either on, there it is. Yep, so you need to equip Move Find to be able to get to the save point. And I'm actually going to make a quick backup save file because we're going to have a boss battle in a second and I want to win something from it. And so just in case I don't get it the first time, I'm going to need to reset and come back here. So I'm going to make this quick save file and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just went ahead and made that quick save file there, and now we just need to run up the stairs here. And I may need to make a second backup save. I don't know if I need to make a second save file. I think the boss battle is right here, so we should be in good shape. Yep. Yep, we're outside. Awesome. Oh, that's no good. So yeah, we have a boss battle here. And yeah, there's really nothing else to say there. Now, there might be a spell that I'm looking for here. I can't remember. I should have double checked that before. Let's see. Elite Soldier. Nope. What are these spells? Oh, it's haste. Okay. So yeah, there is nothing. Okay, so I thought that these guys might have had confused, but they do not. So yeah, I think that's a later boss battle where I'm going to be able to get the confused spell. Like I said, it's been too long since I played this, so I'm a little bit off my game right now. But this is a very simple boss battle. These guys, it's just like everything else you've been doing to this point. These guys can basically do nothing against us, so just use your physical attacks. You finish them off pretty quickly, and that'll be that. Now, the one thing that's important here, and the reason why I made my backup save file, and I'll mention this now before I move too far ahead here, is that these, what are they called? The GIM-52As, they have the ability to, or they can drop occasionally an item called Missile. And that's a very important item because it teaches Keistis the micro missiles limit break, and you just solved that attack a second ago. It reduces your HP by a certain percentage, and in this case it was 50%, but when Keistis uses it, and I think it's the same for these enemies as well, it's a random percentage of your HP, so there's like 5 different options. It could be 50%, 62.5, 75, or 87.5. And that's an extremely important limit break for a side quest that we're going to be doing in the somewhat near future, so you want to win that here. You can mug it from enemies, but we don't have the mug ability, so you have to try to win it. It's fairly common to win, but if I don't get it, I'm going to have to reset this and try again until I can get it. And so hopefully I got it this time. I did not, so I'm going to have to reset, and then I'm going to fight this battle again until I get the items that I'm looking for. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so we got the item that we were looking for. It took me a little bit longer than I was expecting it to. Took me about 10, 15 minutes to get the item. That's definitely on the longer side of things. It typically doesn't take that long, but at any rate, we got the item that we were looking for. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. We had a maintenance guy show up, and this is actually the second time he's come in this morning, and the first time he came in, it was literally right after I got the missile. The first time,
So I decided to reset and start over again. And then it took me 20 minutes to get the missile again, or 10 to 15 minutes to get it again. And then he showed up again right after I got that. So this time I'm saying just screw it. I'm just gonna cut that part out, and it might be a little bit of a rough transition, but it's taking way too long to record this episode. So I just want to push on and get it done this time. But yeah, once you're done, you come back into the area you were just in, and Irving, I guess, tells you to operate the arm, and Zell give us the directions here, and yeah, we might be finally getting out of here. It's taking a little longer than we would like, but what's the rush? And I guess that could be the motto for this episode today. It's taken me about an hour just to try to record this episode, and you know, it's been I don't know. I usually don't run in. This is just one of the challenges of trying to record episodes is, you know, finding the right time where you don't have any distractions or anything can be a bit of a challenge. But yeah, we're pressing on, and hopefully this video comes out all right. But now that we're trying to get out of here, even though Irving said to stay in place, you have to run outside and try to run across the little bridge there. And when you do, you see the prison's actually way, way above ground. And yeah, and Renoa, apparently when Renoa and Irving came in, the prison was submerged, but it's re-emerged or emerged or whatever the appropriate verb would be there. And somehow we didn't notice that or didn't feel any vibrations or anything as we were going up. But anyway, for some reason Squall wants us to run across the bridge there in what has to be a pretty contrived conflict or a pretty contrived scenario here, because somehow Squall gets way behind Keistis and Renoa, and the bridge starts going up from underneath him, so now he's going to run back the other way. But it's not going to work. And next thing you know, Squall's going to find himself caught up on the bridge here. So at this point, you just want to go ahead and hold on to the right stick, or on the left stick, you want to push right on that stick. But as you can see, Squall is hanging from the bridge. And Renoa gives you a hint. She tells you to hurry up and get over there to that side. And what you have to do is you have to get all the way over to the green light before the prison submerges again. If you do not, it will be game over. And the first time I played this game, I actually did get a game over a couple of times because I really had no idea of what I was supposed to do in that situation. And it was kind of frustrating. But now I know what's going on, so I'm able to make it. And if I didn't make it this time, I think I'd probably cry. There's been that many setbacks in trying to record this episode today. So thankfully we made it. So everything is good there, and we're finally ready to get out of here. Because apparently the guards have stopped chasing us, or they've just given up chasing us or something. And there just happens to be 2 cars right at the exit here that we can take off on. So alright, awesome. And all the ladies are getting into the yellow car, it looks like. So I'm sure Irving wants to get in there as well. Yep. Not surprising there. But Zell's not interested in that. He doesn't want Irving playing the ladies' man, so yeah, Irving's going to be stuck working with us or riding with us in that one. So, where's our next destination? I wonder where we're going to be heading now that we are done with all of this. I guess we're going to find out now. Right now we're in the middle of it looks like we're in the middle of nowhere. Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Well, we heard it from Cypher too. That makes sense. We gotta get back to Garden. But how are we gonna get there? I mean, the intercontinental train takes a while. It has to take a while, right? Oh, and they're attacking both Balam and Trabia? There's no way we can get to Trabia in time. Yeah, the only way we can stop this is by interfering with the launch. And now we had to go and talk to people. They all say talk to Selfie, so yep, let's just go ahead and talk to her.
I remember that. I feel your pain, Selfie. Alright. Well, Squall, that's just the burden of being a leader. What? You just said take a vote on it, and now you're telling us who's going to decide? Oh. That's not really much of a vote. Seriously. Well, that's just... Leaders rarely ask to be leaders. At least in video games. There's always a reluctant leader. Well, so much for trivia. Sorry, Selfie. There's nowhere that we could possibly tell from here. Alright, exactly. We gotta go to Balam. Alright, everyone, guys. Alright, guys. Calm down. Seriously. Now, it doesn't really matter who you take back. I like taking Renoa and Kisses back. If you take Zell back, you get another little cutscene. But with Kisses, it's the same. You get some more scenes with Kisses. So it's take whoever you want to take back with you. But you should definitely take Renoa back with you. Not for gameplay purposes, but for storyline purposes. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to do there. Alright, I'm not debating that. Let's go with it. Alright, we got our squads. Let's do this. Well, it's a request from me. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable plan. Well, you might want to think about it a little bit more before then, but whatever. Good luck. Yeah, we're all gonna make it back. All we gotta do now is split up and do our thing. And everyone's gonna walk to the vehicles one at a time because that makes so much sense. I'm feeling a little impatient now. I'm realizing this. I am feeling very impatient because of all the random things that have been going on in these episodes here. So I am worried that something else is going to come up and distract my recording here. So I wanna go ahead and just get out of here. But yep, to continue with the story, you make a run to the left there, and you just head up where the soldier just got off. Hit the little switch, and then apparently we can make the train work. I have no idea how Squall knows how to run a train, but oh boy, that's not gonna work for you. Seriously, just give up, man. Ouch, that looked like it hurt. It had to hurt, right? Anyway. Now that we're done with that, we should be back in control of Selfie and her crew. Perfect. And so we can drive the car and go wherever we need to go. We're supposed to go to the missile base, but I'm not going to. Let's instead head to Dealing City because we can take care of a little bit more there's a little triple triad that we can play here. So I want to head, and where we're going to go is we're going to go to the presidential residence. So, I guess I was going to say I'll meet you there, but it's not that far to walk to get there. So I'll just go ahead and walk over there. You have a bunch of guards here, but apparently they don't have pictures of us or anything, so they don't know. They have no idea who we are, apparently. So, works for me. Am I going the right way here? I'll just take the bus. I think I went the wrong way. We'll just get on the bus to go to Caraway's mansion. Alright, and there's Caraway's mansion, so we'll get off here. And the person that we want to play is General Caraway. And he has a rare card that we want to get. And
You can do this really at any point, so if you want to do this later, you can. But I want to do it now just because, well, we're here. And it's a little bit simpler that way, so... Or not simpler, but we're already here and we can do some... It'll make things move a little bit faster, so... Yeah. And if you talk to him conversationally first, he'll mention something about what I'm about to do here, but... He has the Renoa card, but he's only willing to play it if you give him the Ifrit card. And he's only willing to take it in card games, so... We have to lose the Ifrit card to him, and then he'll be willing to play the Renoa card, and... He's playing some god-awful cards right now, so... It might actually be a challenge. Like, I'm trying to give him my cards, and it's a struggle, because his cards are so bad. And I'm trying to hide my cards in positions where... They're not threatening, but man, he barely beat me. That is awful. That is absolutely terrible. But anyway, what I want to do now is get the Renoa card, so I'm gonna play him until he plays it off screen, and when he does play it, I will come right back. Alright, he's finally playing the Renoa card. It only took him about 3 games to play it, but... Alright. And he's already... Wow, he put her in the upper right corner, which is probably the worst place to put her. And we basically got this game won, so... I'm not even going to bother playing this game the way I normally would, because there's not a whole lot that he can do to me to win this game. So yeah, we got the Renoa card, and with all that done... I don't think there's anything else that we need to do or there's no more side quests that I want to do this episode. What I'm going to do now is I think I'm actually going to end the episode here, because I don't think I can get out of the vehicle on the world map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just save the game right here, and then I'll meet you outside for the next episode, and then we'll drive over to the missile base. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do here. And it took quite a while. I've been recording this episode for an hour and 15 minutes now, and I don't know how long it's going to be when I actually edit it, but between the maintenance and the resets for the missile item, and got the dishwasher going in the background now, this has been quite the adventurous episode, but we finally got it done, and hopefully things will be a little bit more smooth sailing as I continue my return to recording on a more consistent basis. But until next time, this has been Marathon Hurdler. I want to thank you as always for checking out my videos, and hopefully I'll see you around.